You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Happy Cyber Monday. This is episode 275 of the IT in the D Show. Guests this week include Josh Ward. He's the VP over at Nexcess. We're going to talk about hosting and properties of hosting. And then we got a launch party. We got Aaron and Dan here from Maven IT launching his brand new company. Exactly. We got confetti. We got all the little bells and whistles. And we got Laura Kay in the house. She's the host of Sexistential Crisis. She's got an event this Thursday, and she is a handful. So we're going to have a fun conversation.
She's more than a handful.
At least 2 handfuls.
Oh boy. It started. It has begun. Dave, you may fire when ready.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
I'm Wyatt, that's Gary, you're Bob, and you're Dave. This is the IT and the D Show.
This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, IT in the D, it works every time.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress? Detroit?
Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Hi, this is Jeremy London from Mallrats, and I'm just wondering, how did I go from Hot Floridian Sex with Brandy spinning to the IT and D Show?
Hi, this is Christy Swanson, and you're listening to the IT in the D Show. And Bob and Dave touch my hoo-hoos.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly.
Come on, let's try. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
This is Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley, and the only 2 guys I hate more than Dinesh are Bob and Dave. Suck it, guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the beak off.
Hi, this is David Kay, the voice of Professor Xavier from X-Men Evolution. Storm! Come here, Storm. Sit on my lap, Storm. You're listening to IT in the D.
Are we at a break yet?
Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. You're listening to IT in the D, and if you want to get your money's worth, stay right here. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
Hi, this is Ogre. You listen to a bunch of nerds on the IT in the D? Nerd.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hey, Detroit, this is Anthony Michael Hall. You're listening to my buddies Bob and Dave on IT in the D.
Hey, what up? This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to the IT and D Show. Snooch to the nooch. Listen, Muse, Snoogans.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump. IT and the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
I'm totally into Dave, but not so much Bob.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
Hi, this is Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science.
So,
Bob and Dave, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Now buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
As of about 2 minutes ago, I finally cleaned out my emails from my inbox this morning. Thank you, Cyber Monday.
Dude, I haven't even started.
Oh,
I don't even care.
It's been a mess today. This is episode 275 of the one and only IT and the D Show. We are broadcasting live here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. That's Dave the Geek. Nuri the FNG is in the house, as is Randy. I do the Twitters. Find us online, itandthed.com. You know what? You want to know why? Because we are IT and the D.
And you skeevy bastards, even though it's been a while, you realize it's been like 5 years now.
Happy Thanksgiving. We hope you enjoyed the time with your family.
We do. We do. Absolutely.
We sincerely do.
Hey, before we get rolling, incidents happen, and they require complex coordination between operations and software development teams who are putting out fires every day. That's why getting alerts immediately is critical. Thankfully, there's Ops Genie by Atlassian. Ops Genie empowers dev and ops teams to plan for service disruptions and stay in control during incidents. It also gives teams the power to respond quickly and efficiently to unplanned issues. Better yet, the Ops Genie allows for deep flexibility in how, when, and where alerts are deployed, with over 200 integrations like Jira, Amazon CloudWatch, Datadog, New Relic, and more. Plus, it tracks all activity and provides useful insights to improve future incident responses. With Ops Genie, your next incident doesn't stand a chance. Visit opsgenie.com to sign up to get a free company account and add up to 5 team members. Nuri, I feel like you and I, in particular, deal with like DevOps chaos constantly.
And I think I use every one of the products that it just mentioned that
you and I both do.
Like every single one of them, in fact. Yeah.
I feel like it does, yeah. So here's what you do. Visit opsgenie.com to sign up and get a free company account to add up to 5 team members. That's opsgenie.com. Never miss a critical alert again with Ops Genie.
Awesome. Hey, do us a favor. Mark your calendars. December 6th, we have our annual holiday party for IT and the D. We're going to be at the Detroit Shipping Company on Peterborough and Cass Corridor.
And it is the one a year we throw open. So, I mean, even if you're not in IT, if you're one of our podcasters that wants to come hang out, if you're just someone that wants to come just chill with us and donate to a really good freaking cause, this is the one you come to.
Yep. We're going to be supporting Hunger Free in the D. It's a foundation that's basically doubling our donations to Capuchin Soup Kitchen and Gleaners Food Bank, which are the 2 charities that I always donate to every year anyway. But in my opinion, those are the best ones in town. Basically, yeah. So come on out, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, December 6th. Networking, just hanging out, support the anyone that's hungry in Detroit during the holidays.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking over the entire second floor, pretty much.
Yep, the Nino Brown room. It's gonna be a phenomenal, phenomenal time. So,
well, and then the first, don't forget. So this coming Saturday, we've got we basically have I think we have 11 hours now of podcasts running in our shipping container studio down for Noel night, and then plus 80s night, I believe, kicks off at 4 p.m. through 10 p.m. if I recall correctly.
Good boy. 6 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to repeat a couple.
Matt, I don't know. Matt says he's good.
Oh, that last hour would kill me.
Matt says, I know you have your 5-hour playlist.
Yeah, totally. There's a couple I always miss, but yeah, that last hour, woo, I'm digging deep on that one. Play the third Go-Go song. So hopefully everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. As always, it was a little late this year, but I did my Thanksgiving leftover waffles.
Dude, I saw them. They looked delicious.
They were glorious.
They look good.
I changed up the recipe this year.
Oh, how'd it go?
So I added 2 eggs and a can of creamed corn. As binder.
Just for more cholesterol.
Yeah, exactly. No, for those that don't follow me on Facebook or don't know or never heard of it, it's equal parts mashed potatoes and stuffing. Then you dice up whatever's left. So I diced up an onion, I diced up the ham, the sausage, the turkey.
You just had a random onion left?
Yeah, we always have onions left. Then a little bit of salt and pepper, and then a couple eggs and a can of cream corn. Make the batter, and then you put it in the hot waffle iron. 10 minutes later, and you put some gravy on, a little bit of cranberry, and it's the greatest thing you'll ever eat. Complete silence for 15 minutes in my house. It was glorious.
I did something weird with leftovers this year, too. We had a lot of truffled mashed potatoes left. So we truffled old everything.
I'm not going to lie. When you say I did a little something weird at my house, my spidey senses go off.
Knowing my level of weird, I totally get it. We took the leftover truffle mash. I balled it up. I put a little tiny piece of cheddar cheese inside, egg dipped it, and then panko breaded them. And I turned them into potato croquettes.
I saw it. I wanted
these
to eat
things
one.
Were so magically delicious. Trademark. So good.
You mean to tell me
Fantastically
battered
delicious.
deep fried potatoes are good?
Yeah, imagine that.
Color me shocked.
God, they were so good.
Craziness.
Yeah.
But like, here's another thing. So like, I got up at the butt crack of dawn at 11 o'clock on Black Friday, and I was roaring to get to my couch and open up my Amazon app. And this is like the first year I've bought nothing. Like,
really?
There's 0.0. There was nothing I wanted. I didn't even want to go to Meijer. I usually get like the leftover when everyone picked over all the crap, and I take a lap just to see if there's anything stupid on the floor. I didn't even bother. There's nothing.
So I have a question about that, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because this day and age we are so instant gratification kind of?
I already
way?
have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we want it, we'll go get it.
No, nothing's come out this year that has made me go, ooh.
I have to have a new PlayStation 5.
There's
or
nothing.
This new 12K TV or
right.
No, there's this nothing.
deals
that I
aren't
want.
just wow.
No, we talked about it last week.
I mean, I bought some stuff for the new video studio. That's about it.
The UHD
20% off.
More than that, actually. It was pretty good.
The UHD TVs have been out for a year and a half. The no gaming systems have been out. There's nothing's new.
My sister did manage to score a 65-inch 4K HDR TV for $400.
How many people did you have to push out of the way to get it?
Yeah, exactly. I slit 7 throats and stepped on 4 baby heads.
Send it home with somebody else who was down there shopping because her car was already full of stuff.
Jesus.
She usually.
Dude, my sister-in-law showed up at our house Thursday afternoon with a car fully. Dude, apparently Black Friday is now Black Thursday. Well, we've talked about this for 2 weeks.
Right.
Black Friday's been going. Dude, so like apparently like Thanksgiving, she went shopping.
2 p.m. The deal's starting.
And no. She said like Kohl's and some other places started at like 8 a.m. And like she had a car full of crap before she even came to our house at noon.
What do you buy at Kohl's? Like bathrobes and slippers? It's like all they have
They
there.
carry some weird shit at Kohl's. Like you.
Oh yeah, she bought like Keurigs and she bought like all kinds of crazy.
Plus, all these stores haul in all sorts of extra merchandise they don't normally carry just to have stuff.
Well, though, those TVs are made cheaply just for Black Friday.
Yeah.
They got like one HDMI port.
Kohl's has big and tall stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Says the big and tall guy.
Yeah.
I go to Amazon.
Don't throw shade at Kohl's.
Bob's a DXL guy.
Yeah, I respect that.
Amazon and DXL all day, every day.
It must have been big though, because on Friday we were going back to Jess's house, and she lives up by the crossing, the mall,
right?
And basically the traffic down there was just on Waze, all dark red. Like the traffic around the malls was just
not just red. Dark red.
And so we went Baldwin Road, came in from the back way, and we basically hit a pot of traffic. What? Go the back way, right? So we had a mile to get to our house going toward the mall. There's the bell. And so we're there on Waze, and we start reporting that there are traffic jams. And we're not moving, so we start writing comments on our traffic jams. This is a new thing I want to start. We were writing existential comments on the posts like, that $10 you save on the toaster will not solve the empty space in your soul.
Right.
And so we just
or pay for the gas you're burning idling sitting in traffic.
You should be with your family right now.
Shaming people.
Oh no, it's so bad. So I think that's something we should do on Waze from now on is leave terrible comments in them. Yeah.
Trolling shoppers on Black Friday.
Oh, it's so good.
As if their existence isn't bad enough that they got up at 6. Like I got family going, oh, we went to 15 stores today. It's like, oh, you could have got that shit last week and now we're
we're on Amazon.
We're on Amazon.
Not moved your lazy.
But I went on Amazon today during lunch.
Bought
my
all
boss
that.
is listening.
Because Cyber Monday.
There was nothing. I always buy something.
Really? Dude, I've got like the kids are all squared away. Like I bought a bunch of shit today.
I've done zero holiday shopping.
Good. Me neither. I bought not a thing today except food. 63 emails though I had.
Dude, if you don't buy shit on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the terrorists win.
And
that's how that
the
works.
economy will fail.
It will. Because I mean, other than all the GM plants closing.
It's not enough that we give them guns and money. Now you want us to buy electronics too?
Yes.
Maybe you should stop buying things on Black Friday this year because you're still paying off last year's debt.
Dude,
that's a weird statistic. I know.
Motley Fool. Yeah.
Like once a month, you pull it off. Right?
Who is this man?
Seriously, like 15% of people are still now paying off their holiday debt from last year.
Yeah, Motley Fool put out a survey. If you don't follow Motley Fool, they're a big financial advisor. I don't know if they're advisory.
Clickbait garbage
it's
firm.
Clickbait garbage. Yeah, this stock is going to make you a millionaire tomorrow. Yeah, buy our newsletter. But yeah, 15% are paying off last year's holiday debt.
And what's interesting of that 15%, almost 20% of them are millennials. and that the average American racks up $1,054 in debt during the holiday season. Interesting stuff,
dude. Like, I see it and I get it. Like, I got the text message at friggin' 5:30 in the morning. Hey, is it okay if I open Kohl's? Is it okay if I open up a Kohl's charge card?
Yeah,
because if I do, it's 35% off. And basically, fine. Like, you woke me up for this. Go.
I hate those deals for new customers. Like, open a Kohl's card today, you get 35% off. But if you've had a Kohl's card, no, you're
screwed.
Oh, it's customer acquisition, not retention.
Or Hulu today, 99 cents a month for a year.
Yeah,
only if you're a new
serious?
customer.
Yeah.
Existing customers get squat.
Can I cancel my Hulu account and redo that?
I'm not sure.
And Neri, here's the thing: you're saying it's millennials doing it. It was Gen Xers doing it. It was everyone in their early 20s. Because here's the thing: like, once you have kids, you stop buying shit for other people. You're buying shit for your kids, and that's it. You don't have the friends Christmas anymore. You might buy a bottle of scotch for 3 or 4 people, but that's it. Like, you're not going out shopping anymore.
I do. I feel like that's us. Bob, here's your bottle of scotch.
Yeah,
Dave,
here's your bottle of
whiskey.
Whatever. Right, because back in the day, we used to buy crap for everybody.
The $50 Girls Gone Wild double VHS set.
Yes. Oh, that story came out. Yes. We used to have a $50 limit for our friends, and I bought my friend the Girls Gone Wild double VHS set. I bought him something
which
else
tells
too.
you how long ago it was.
Right.
Didn't he end up going to prison for trafficking of cocaine?
For a whole bunch of crap.
They raided his jet and found enough cocaine.
Tax evasion, a whole bunch of crap.
Interesting.
But then I'm like sitting there for about 15 minutes going like, Mike,
what'd you put it on?
Why'd you put it on? I don't know why. I want to watch it.
I mean, since we're all here.
Yeah. I got made fun of for about an hour about that one on Saturday night. The one
and a hush fell over the crowd.
No, because I don't know if I want to go to the dumbest or we did land on Mars though.
We did.
Right. And
you believe this one?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard not to believe because like it's a $83 billion shovel they just sent out to Mars. Like, yeah. It's like 50 years ago we got to the moon and like a little tin foil popcorn machine running on a Commodore 64 CPU.
Less than, yeah.
Right. And now
there's more processing power in a Furby than what landed us on the moon.
50 years later, we can mimic like the human brain in a computer, but yet we send up a shovel.
Well, but that launched a while ago. Like the brain computer is new.
Oh,
like
it took 10 years to build.
It takes a while to get there.
It's 300 million miles to Mars, and I think it was traveling at 12,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time. There's an infographic on CNN that's really interesting.
How does it get there, by the way? Like, if you look at golf, like, I swear to God, if I'm like a half a degree to the right, man, that sucker's in the trees.
Which, like, respect the math, Dick.
That's what I'm asking.
Science is real.
I'm equating a shovel launch to a golf ball, yeah.
And they say that Mars has such a thin atmosphere, it doesn't work the same as our atmosphere. So there's nothing to slow it down. So the shovel pops a parachute and it's doing 860 miles an hour. Then it jettisons its heat shield, falls at terminal velocity, and finally touches down at 5 miles an hour. Just think of the math and science that has to go into that. So.
Well, then it had to fight off robots for a half an hour.
Because Transformers.
Then it finally got to dig. Is that what happened?
So hats off to the guys at NASA who missed Thanksgiving to land something on Mars.
You know what? If I'm going to do anything in Miss Thanksgiving, I'm going to land something on Mars. That's pretty damn cool.
Or land something in the toilet.
Or that too.
Yeah.
That's been the week following Thanksgiving.
That was pretty bad.
Hey, the New Orleans guy.
Oh.
That's where I was going with
yeah,
it.
I got you.
All right, thanks.
No, this one's my absolute favorite story because like if you're a guy with other guys, talking about your BMs is a very common thing. And one of the
just with you,
the one of 8 ways to say that you're going to the bathroom
outside of you
is I'm going to drop a bomb in this MFer, right? That's like, oh, I'm going to kill this bitch. Like there's 8 different ways to tell your buddies.
Dave, can you turn up the TV?
Right. right.
I'll be right back.
So this guy, he's at Willie's Chicken, decides to make an announcement that he's going to drop a bomb in here. And they said
they called the police.
They called the cops. The best is, the absolute best is that it's TMZ, so I'm going to cut them some slack, right?
But they're not like the pinnacle of journalistic integrity and
no,
reporting.
it's not like the free press when they said that we're swimming in
that was Detroit News.
Or Detroit News, it's
poop water.
Poop water.
Yeah, that was
they couldn't say raw sewage. They had to announce it was poop water. God damn it! I just opened the Fool article. TMZ, basically, the guy, the clickbait headline is man arrested, threatened to drop bombs in the bathroom, ... claims he meant poop. Like, that's like what they physically wrote at the top of this article.
Click.
Right, exactly. I gotta read that.
I want to see that real now.
Now, the interesting thing is that I dug into this more.
He was arrested.
Well, he was. And apparently, according to NOLA, which is the New Orleans newspaper,
right,
it said that she heard him say he was going to get a bomb and put it under the middle table of the restaurant closest to the front door. That's what the warrant stated. The guy just had to poop.
Yeah. No, I'm skeptical.
He told.
In case the story's not enough for you, TMZ has helpfully included a gallery of celebrities sitting on toilets.
That's pretty great.
As they should.
Because that makes sense. How do you get pictures of celebrities sitting on toilet? Oh, the Instagram. Look at me. Click.
So, Bob, we've talked about, like, the whole gun thing every now and then. I need to know your opinion on this. I need to know your opinion on the state of Iowa issuing gun permits to people who are legally blind. I have to know your opinion on
So
it.
did they get, hold on, did they get, because like I went through the process, meaning I took a class, you had
to catch the ball,
yes,
and then fall and complete the catch.
Right. And I got a certificate, and I went to the court.
Yeah.
Or the Oakland County Court, and I got my CPL.
Yeah.
And then I bought a pistol.
Yeah.
Right. But like, what was the guy just handing out, like, CPL classes? Because there's some loose CPL classes. That's a big problem I have with the gun thing going on
I'm
today.
assuming Iowa's one of them.
If you pay the $99, you pretty much can drool your way, because there was a couple idiots in my class that passed. Like, pretty much like, okay, Jimmy, you didn't poop your pants, you passed kindergarten. You know what I mean? The bar's low.
You stayed inside the lines. Life's good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got to know more, because like, it's got to be the person that taught the class. Because you can walk in, if you walk in the courthouse with that certificate, they'll give you a CPL. Well, the court isn't. Go ahead.
See, but they're legally blind.
There's a quote.
I cannot stress that enough.
There's a quote in the article from a Polk County official, Polk County, Iowa, who said that they've issued permits to 3 people who can't legally drive and were unable to read the application form. Like, I mean, maybe they passed the CPL class, but if you can't read the form to carry a gun, I mean, I guess I see it in some ways. It's denying them rights to carry a weapon based on physical ability, do anything like Americans with Disabilities Act.
Also,
it's a freaking gun.
Need a CPL for concealed weapons. There's nothing to stop these people going to buy just a shotgun for hunting.
How do you hunt blind? Randy, where's the deer? To left, to the right.
Well, you obviously find it with
Marco.
your walking stick.
Marco.
Dick Cheney, what are you
Mario.
doing here?
Is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope.
You just feel around with your walking stick, obviously.
Right.
Well, you've all watched Daredevil. Come on.
Right.
Yeah. Echo. Snap.
Dude, we have to talk about this moron missionary in freaking India who, dude, like, I would never. Okay, I'm not questioning anybody's religious beliefs or anything like that, but I have to question if God calls you to go to a place where it's illegal for you to go because this tribe of people has not had human contact outside of themselves.
And this tribe attacks everyone who has entered their territory ever.
Yeah. How come they secure their borders? They just didn't let them in. Did I go there?
Did they pepper spray them?
Yeah, did they pepper spray? Maybe
they had pepper spray. They had poison darts, though.
Arrows.
Yeah.
No, so this guy apparently he's a missionary, and he just feels this calling to go to this remote island where, like, it's one of the few indigenous tribes that has had no outside human contact because, as Bob said, they keep killing anyone who shows up on their shores.
They were talking about they showed up there.
In 2004, after the tsunami.
No. That tribe on that island.
They were firing arrows at the helicopters that were hovering over just to make sure they were okay.
But they got there apparently off a boat from Africa 60,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And have basically been untouched since.
Yeah. There's 150 of them, according to best guess estimates.
Does the Bible have scripture against proselytizing? Pretty sure it does.
The Jehovah's Witnesses definitely don't know that. Although, ironically, Jehovah's Witnesses do not celebrate Halloween because they don't like strangers coming to their door. No, I just seriously, like, I don't, like, just leave people alone.
Is
like,
this basically the Jesus take the wheel of proselytizing?
totally.
Well, and not only that, they said that they could have been their entire tribe. Everyone could have been wiped out by the common cold.
Dude, if he's got a cold, he's got the flu, he's got whatever. You've got somebody, like, literally a tribe
Hasn't
of people who's been
adapted to-
isolated
right.
that has no, like, herd. They have no immunity, no anything, and then you're gonna wipe them all out, genius.
I mean, you could have brought him a 12-pack of beer and some grilled cheese sandwiches. That might have
apparently they've left those on the beach before,
Oh.
and they've been shot at with arrows.
Oh.
That's
Well, didn't the cops come there and like brought in a boat because they needed to exhume the body?
Oh, no,
And-
they haven't gotten the body yet.
I know, but they tried
because they can't.
They
Get to
tried
it
and they kept getting
'cause
fired
they
upon.
keep shooting arrows.
Right.
The Indian Navy, and I think India is actually who owns this island.
Yeah.
It's off limits for them. The Navy.
Like, they literally don't know how to go because the body's just sitting there on the shore.
And you can't hurt nobody. I mean, for crying out loud.
I mean, arrows. I mean, they.
Well, no, ethically you can't go shooting them.
Right.
Just
napalm the island.
Right, exactly.
Get this missionary's body.
Right.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, you can't do like Planet of the Apes and hit them with like a net and then drag them off and then grab the body and then let the net go. No, maybe not.
Hey,
it's
if
a
you're
bad idea.
Yeah, no, totally. But speaking of remote places, if you're looking for some place to move, apparently Tulsa, Oklahoma, will pay you $10,000 to move there to work remotely.
So the good news, the good news, you get paid to
because Oklahoma is okay.
I mean, the good news, you get 10 grand. The bad news, you got to
You're in
live
Tulsa,
in Tulsa,
Oklahoma.
But that 10 grand is apparently a grant, and it's supposed to go for your moving expenses, a monthly stipend, and they said they give you a workplace and everything, like a co-working space, probably a WeWork place with free beer.
What's the what's the need there? What do they have? What are they? Is it coders? Is it?
What is Tulsa known for?
Tornadoes.
Okay. Anything else?
Barbecue?
Maybe.
A
Go on.
Star Wars con that I went to in 1996.
Okay, cool. Is it IT workers?
No.
So I kind of get it.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to, yeah.
They want to bring in 300 people, and 300 people in a town that has no real IT name for itself. Even though they're working for other people, they're gonna create community, which I totally think is a great idea.
It makes sense.
Let's start an IT in the T down there.
IT is okay.
There we go.
Apparently, Vermont did this last May, and I would totally take $10,000 to move to Vermont, though. Burlington's a pretty freaking
Vermont,
place.
yes.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, not.
So do you have
Let's
to stay
change
there
that.
for a while?
You have to stay for 1 year.
Yes, you were
1 year.
Yeah.
Wasn't Detroit trying this with the houses? Like $2,000 house to move downtown, like in the early. This is like 8 years ago.
That was for
Quicken, wasn't it?
No. Well, I don't know if Quicken was part of it, but I think it was for
They did
anyone who
bonuses
worked at
for-
like TMC and Henry Ford Health and one other place.
Yeah, it was like $2,000
They were
house
giving
or,
you, yeah,
or
they were
cash
giving
to
you,
buy
like,
a house
stipends
or
something.
Oh, they still are stipends to live downtown. Absolutely.
And the one person that can go to hell this week, other than the other people that trampled people for TVs, the mom blogger.
The people that did not rotate their phone before filming the video fights.
That too, yeah. World star, the mom blogger about bitching about her 6-year-old's lack of likes on Instagram. This woman can go to hell. Coming from I got 2 girls that I've let on social media only if they can friend people from school and soccer. That was the rule. And, they basically have Instagram accounts and YouTube accounts with their actual names.
You know what helps you monitor that, Bob? And we'll get to this coming after the break.
Yeah.
Eero Plus.
Yeah, I do. I already do. No, but I put a bunch of rules on it. But the last rule I did was you got to put up good content and get likes. What this horse shit mother, this piece of garbage. This is what she writes, and I'm going to read this out loud because it's freaking awful. Guys, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Instagram never liked my munchkin, and it kills me inside. His photos never got as many likes, never got comments. From a statistical point of view, he wasn't as popular with everyone out there. Maybe part of that was the pictures just never hit the algorithm right, or because he was the baby for a very short amount of time.
Or maybe your kid just
And people
sucks.
like babies. I say this because I want to believe that it wasn't him. It was all on me. My insufficiency caused this statistical deficit because obviously my munch should get all the love and squinty eyes are totally adorable.
Maybe she's not using the right hashtags.
It's a 6-year-old kid, man.
Maybe the kid just sucks.
Maybe she hasn't optimized it for what time of day gets the most likes for children.
Dude, if I gave Animush a freaking Instagram account, put death to me.
Dude, we've been begging you to give Gretchen a Twitter account since she was 6.
She made like YouTube cartoons and they were hilarious. And then she was like, I took them down. Why? Because like one person.
She had one. I remember that she had one. It sucks.
Little self-esteem
I'm out.
problem.
Now, in that article was something that was even worse, is that there was someone on Good Morning America, and she runs a psychology firm. And one of her clients asked for a child psychologist to work with her daughter who is depressed because she's not getting enough social media likes on Instagram. And then they find out that the kid was 7 years old. A 7-year-old.
Dude, screw you as a parent.
Exactly.
Seriously, you have failed as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of failing as a parent.
Speaking of failing as a parent, we're going to be back with Josh Ward from Nexcess. This is the IT and the D show.
And we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Snyder from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITinthed.com.
Welcome back, segment 2, episode 275.
Oh, the things that happen during breaks.
This is the one and only. We used to do like a Patreon and like tape record the breaks.
No, we shouldn't.
And then we're hanging out here in Studio 1 in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. It's Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG, Randy, I do the Twitters, is sitting this one out. Find us online, itinthed.com. Do us a favor, give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold.
Life's too short for bad Wi-Fi. Thankfully, the Eero Home Wi-Fi system brings you a fast, reliable connection in every room of the house. Not to mention, the second-generation Eero and Eero Beacon allow you to build a Wi-Fi system that's more perfectly tailored to the home than ever before. When you add Eero Plus, you'll get total network protection with the ability to block malicious, unwanted content across your entire network. By checking the sites you visit against a database of millions of known threats, Eero Plus prevents you from accidentally visiting malicious sites without slowing anything down. Eero Plus automatically tags sites that contain violent, illegal, or adult content, so you can choose what your kids can and cannot visit right from the Eero app. You can also get rid of annoying ads and pop-ups on all your devices. Ad blocking improves load times for ad-heavy sites, so you can browse and stream faster than ever before. So, Dave, how was setting up Eero at your house?
Dude, it took like 4 seconds. And even the Eero Plus integration was a breeze. And my kids are already hating me, cause it's already blocking them from things that they want to go to that now they can't.
Nice.
Yeah. For having kids, it's a phenomenal experience and it's so easy to set up.
And I've got the 2 beacons and the base station at my house. They plug into an electric socket. They've got a little LED nightlight on them, which is pretty awesome, which you can control.
Yep.
And in my gigantic house where 3 routers of the highest generation Netgear could not
handle shit. Yeah.
Eero totally gets my entire house. That's
those also look like a 13-point buck for crying out loud. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The other ones.
Yeah,
exactly.
The Eeros are like little white, little
tiny,
beautiful.
sleek, happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
they're aesthetically pleasing.
And I get a basement plus 3 stories worth of Wi-Fi, which is amazing. Never think about Wi-Fi again. Get $100 off the Eero base unit and 2 beacons package and a year of Eero Plus.
Okay.
Which is an amazing deal.
It really is.
I wish I had this when I bought my Eeros.
Yeah.
Just visit Eero.com/ITinthD and enter the code ITinthD, all one word, all together, at checkout. That's Eero.com/ITinthD. Use code ITinthD at checkout.
Dude, if you're not getting those, you hate yourself.
No, it's flawless. It's absolutely flawless.
Your parents and your friends and your roommates and your kids and everybody else.
Everybody coming over, like the little, hey, send a text for the guest access. Go. Just nice and simple.
Coming
and easy.
from me that doesn't like to tinker, I have not resetted them once.
No, I haven't had to reset mine in a year.
Once.
Nope. Exactly.
And since I've put them in, year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good times. So, hey, we are joined. You've been absolutely patient with us, Josh Ward from Nexcess, one of the VPs there. How in the world are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Good.
It's fantastic. The studio's great. The PBR's cold.
Got the classy beer, got classy schnapps. Yeah, this is, how else are you going to live?
Just rolling out the red carpet.
Yeah. So, like, me being in this industry for 22, 23 years right now, this, Nexcess has been, it's funny. You hear about these companies. There's a few of them in town where I've heard of them. I've known them. I know the name. not once have I ever met with them. So this is 23 years later, we get to,
Sweet. We'd
finally
sit
sit in the same room.
Yeah,
but
that's perfect.
For those not in the know, what is Nexcess? And then we'll dive into some what's stuff going on.
Yeah, so we own a couple of data centers in the Detroit metro area, and we do a wide variety of hosting, so co-location, web hosting of all sorts. We do a lot of e-commerce hosting, so merchants who want to sell things online, we host their sites, and that's probably 80% of our business.
No kidding. How did that? Was it that you fell into a couple big deals and then kind of like, hey, look what we did with them. We can help you.
Yeah, sort of. So Magento is a big e-commerce platform, and they actually built, before it was Magento, it was Varian.
Okay.
And they built Varian in the Nexcess data center. And they called us up one day and they were like, look, we built this application and people love it, and it's a resource hog, and help.
Right.
And so we
so add servers.
Yeah. So we did the add server thing, but also we're like, well, if you use something besides the default installation of PHP, that might also help. And we tweaked some stuff and made it tolerable, and got in big with Magento, and they took off, and that sort of cemented our kind of place in the e-commerce space.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny, one of the things, because like I was selling managed shared hosting in 97, 98, whatever, when I was with Vario. Yeah, and it's now it's the cloud. Now it's the cloud, pretty cloud, fluffy cloud. It's all the same shit, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, I think the shift focused more from, CapEx to OpEx. But I mean, at what point did you guys go into cloud kicking and screaming, or were you clinging still to shared hosting, or?
Yeah, well, our thing was bare metal's always like, it works, right?
Right.
If it works, GoDaddy still sells shared hosting.
Right.
And they're huge, and lots of other companies still shared hosting. It's bare metal. It works.
It's someone else's computer.
It's straightforward.
Yeah, that's the cloud.
Everybody
It's
knows
someone
how to
else's
support
computer,
it, and it's great. We finally, so in April, we launched our cloud product. So we were late to the game from a hosting industry perspective, for sure. But we like to think that we waited until we got it right, or we had a good concept in mind. So we talk, if you read the marketing stuff, and I love our marketing team to death, I'm going to say that. But if you read our marketing stuff, it's believe the promise of cloud. And, it's marketing spin, but at the same time, yeah. I'm gonna
believe it.
I'm gonna
Just do it.
Take a sip real quick.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're a sales guy. I'm a sales guy. I think the two things we can't do when we ever sit down with a customer is saying, what keeps you up at night? And I think the second question we can never ask is, what's your cloud strategy? And it's like, just stab me in the eye with a pen. Like, what's your cloud strategy? Kiss my ass. And,
our clients want support, which doesn't mean cloud.
Right.
But they, we talked a lot about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? Sites go down, sites get slow. We're the ones that take the blame for that. So when you go to your favorite, e-commerce website,
right,
and it doesn't load, that's our fault. And we have to keep you up, and
regardless of the memory leaks in the code, regardless of
absolutely,
right,
absolutely, it may not be technically our fault, but
it's our fault.
Yeah, from a merchant view, it's our fault. The site doesn't load, that's on us. And so we wanted a product that, if we got into the cloud or anything resembling cloud, and it was funny.
Why isn't my $4.95 a month website loading when 40,000 people try to hit it?
Right. They need access now.
I would have made $1 million today if my site would have been up.
Right.
Please cut me a check. So we finally got to a point where so marketing called it cloud, which I pushed for, because that you have to be able to say cloud.
Right.
That's the thing that I have to have. But yeah, there's some bells and whistles that make it nice for merchants. And so, there's some legitimacy there, regardless of whether the technology behind it is the same or not.
Well, see, my take is it's all application driven. I mean,
absolutely.
And I think that's what people need to focus on is, what app you running? Where is it at in the mission critical scale?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Where does it need 100% uptime, full 100% SLA? It's going to cost you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Can it go down a few times? Then it's going to cost you a lot less.
The difference between 3 nines and 5 nines is about $1.5 million.
Yeah, right. Where are you at on that scale?
Yeah, I love the phone calls where I want it fully redundant in a different geographical location. Okay, cool. So that's twice the cost because it's the same thing somewhere else.
Right.
It's not It's
actually more because then you got to interconnect those two.
Well, there's all that, but it's at least
depending.
twice the cost.
Failover and data rate and transfer.
Right.
And,
yeah, and usually twice the cost. You're like, oh well, maybe I want slightly less redundancy than that.
Just give me about 10% redundancy.
Yeah, 10%.
Now you're a big, gigantic global company, right? So you have 8 data centers around the world. Your biggest is in Australia. And you've got 2 data centers here in the Detroit area. What makes Detroit a good place for data centers?
Yeah. So thanks for saying we're huge. I appreciate that. We colo at all those global locations. So they're not actually ours. Detroit is great for a couple of reasons. One, real estate it's a great time to buy buildings.
Yeah.
Number 2, especially in our Southfield location, is super fiber rich, especially for the area. And 3, the lack of natural disasters. So like Tulsa, Oklahoma would be a bad place to build a data center because they have tornadoes. Yeah, regardless of how much they pay.
Probably don't want a data center in some place known as Tornado Alley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earthquakes on the West Coast.
Good old Midwest.
Yeah, hurricanes in the Southeast.
Well, then a lot of the, I mean, when I was with the data centers, we'd keep the doors open in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Was like natural cooling. No, but I'm not being funny. That was like an actual strategy.
No, I remember I had buddies who worked for NAC in New Jersey.
Right.
And that they would do that. And I'm like, this makes so much sense. Why didn't I think about this? Like, why is it freezing in the data center? They're like, oh, we have the coolers just blowing air in from the outside.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genius.
Why not?
Yeah.
Take advantage of. I remember back in the day, there was a abandoned salt mine in Grand Rapids. One of the telcos bought it and they thought it'd be a brilliant idea. And like all these people were putting in all this mission critical crap. Problem was there's only so much fiber they could pull down there. Yeah. And it became an absolute administrative nightmare because you had to take golf carts down and and
salt is also corrosive.
And salt is corrosive. Exactly.
I mean, it sounds good because
Right. It's like having live, fire suppression. My first data center I worked at, live fire suppression over the Cisco switch. Like, yeah, exactly. That was, and we were powering about 30.
And it was water, not halon.
Yeah, it was water. It was a retail data center, and we had about 40 regional ISP customers that everyone bought from us because it was cheap. Yeah, exactly.
Of course it was, because you had a water-based fire.
Oh my God, that's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what I laugh about.
A hose and you stabbed holes in it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So it was one guy with the old clown seltzer bottle that would run around and put out fire.
Well, that's the funny thing. We were laughing. I've come full circle and I'm back in the industry again, and we were selling $6.99 T1s like in '98 plus loop. And I go, today I'm selling a $6.99 100 meg copper handoff all in. We're like what? Like,
dude, we talking about Cyber Monday. One of the deals that came across my email today, a 10 terabyte USB drive.
Stop.
For $169. 10 terabyte.
Stop.
$169.
How many damn movies you got in your hard drive?
All of them.
Right. I always delete those crappy Russian ones. No, I don't.
No, the Western Digital.
No, I know. No, I'm talking about the torrent movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like Randy, I think, downloads all
the
those.
cam movies?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we always talk about where do you see things going? Like, it's kind of, we saw that shift already happen with the everyone kind of shifting to OpEx. Is there a next big thing in this business?
I don't know. So a couple of things like, GPU hosting, right, is from a pure industry standpoint, I think is probably the next. It'll be the next shared hosting 10 years down the road.
For more than just crypto mining.
Yeah. So any sort of like big data, if you want to like massive databases, right?
Like Hadoop type style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of hosting will eventually go. That hardware is starting to get cheaper, especially as some of the crypto stuff is, like. I want Bitcoin to stay low so that all the GPUs, the prices stay low.
The sticker on my laptop that says "Say blockchain" one more time. I looked and it's like $3,800, and I'm like, I am way below my initial investment in this stuff. I'm like,
I was like, remember when we had that episode?
We had a great episode telling everyone how to get into it,
and it was at like 12,000.
Wonder how much those guys lost. They all got jobs now.
No, we talk still, and they're just like. Just hold. Just hold. Keep holding.
Stay on target.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Yeah. Give it 10 years. And all the AI stuff that's coming out and whatnot. I think that's. I mean, that's what we're looking at for the future.
Right. I mean,
shared hosting is still going to be a thing. I guarantee you 10 years from now, like,
of course it will.
$4.95 shared hosting is still a thing.
It's still going to be there. I mean, because it has to, because you're not going to have like, Joe that wants to fire up a website for his, convenience store that wants to go out and buy a server, and yet it's always going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I still don't understand.
Google and Amazon start to give away stuff, right? Because they're really good at giving away that first hit.
They do, but here's, dude, and I actually just
maybe
walked.
It goes away. But
No, because I just walked. I was talking to somebody this weekend about that, where, like, she was, just trying to migrate her email list, from MailChimp to this new one that uses Amazon Cloud Services on the back end, and the pain in the ass, like 2 days ago, and she's still waiting for the approval to go from sandbox to production. But when you're trying to do shit like that matters.
Right.
But even then, so I mean, you get an EC2 T3 Nano instance for a couple $1 a month,
right?
But then now it's yours to drive.
Right.
You have to keep it patched,
and
you have to
then
keep
what?
everything updated,
Yeah,
exactly.
and then
the oil and
when I can
air
pay
filters is a big deal.
$100 to DreamHost and get my instance just fine with a full shell, like so,
and I don't have to worry about it friggin' anything.
Exactly.
Support's still a thing. Support's always a thing.
Sorry, just give me a cPanel and I'm happy.
There's still billion-dollar companies, and
cPanel is going away. That is going away.
There's
shut up.
I'm sorry.
There's still billion-dollar companies in this town that have 20 racks in their basement and Iron Mountain tape to Pennsylvania.
So there was a good story.
Like, think about that for a minute.
Oh yeah.
I met a guy who does web design for a large box store that sells home. He wouldn't tell me who, but they sell home repair stuff.
That eliminates down to two.
They may be orange.
Oh, well, okay, that's one.
Potentially.
Rhymes with schmom schmeepo.
Yeah. I think so. That would be my guess. Anyway, they do all their international, so apparently Home Depot or whoever does like international stuff.
Yeah.
And they host their international sites in a closet in their web dev office in like on the coast of France somewhere. Which sounds a wonderful place to do code,
or to be a server even.
Yeah, but the sites kept going down in the summertime because they don't have air conditioning in the office, and so people kept bringing in like fans and window units and overloaded the circuits.
Dude, I've told the story.
I've
told the story 100 times on the show where a buddy of mine,
7-pound bags of ice on the server,
was the computer book buyer for Borders and Walden Books, and like I used to like go like once a month he would call me and be like, dude, my office is full. Come get all these demo books that I got. Get them the hell out. And one of the times I showed up, there was this closet and the door was open, and there's like 13 desktop computers in this closet. And like 4 inches of tape over where the light switch should be. And I'm like, dude, what the hell's that? He's like, that's borders.com. he's like, we had to put all the tape over it because people kept turning it off.
And you wonder. Grand closing.
That's fantastic. Amazon killed them though.
So how do we find more? How do we work with you? How do we
Nexcess.net at Nexcess.
Can you spell that for us?
It's spelled weird.
So N is in Nancy, E is in Edward, X is in X-ray, C is in Charlie, E is in Edward, S is in Sam, S is in Sam.
You could have just said NEXCESS.
Alpha, Tango, Bravo.
You could say that. But I answer lots of calls in the trenches from time to time. And yeah.
NEX as in Laura's show. CESS.
.net, not .com.
Still can't get the .net or still can't get the .com?
I don't think we have the .com.
It's like Secure 24. It's like you got big enough and you can't get the hyphen.
Actually,
you can't.
the .com just redirects to the .net. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yay, marketing people.
Love that marketing team.
Marketing, yeah. Good job, guys.
So speaking of marketing, we're gonna take a quick break. But yeah, Nexcess.net. Josh Ward, appreciate the time spent.
This was fantastic. Thanks so much.
Welcome back anytime. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be back with Aaron and Dan from Maven IT. This is the IT and the D show.
And we'll be right back.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT and the D show.
ITinthed.com.
Hey, welcome back. Segment 3, episode 275. This is the IT and the D show, broadcasting live here, Studio One, Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. Bob the Sales Guy, Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG. Find us online, itandthed.com. .com.
So do I renumber everything? Like, does that become Studio One when that opens?
No,
and do we renumber everything
no,
here?
this is one. This will always be one.
Okay.
Or unless you want to name this the Foster Brown Studio, which I'm totally on board with.
Which we should.
And name that one Studio One. I'm fine with either one.
I don't know if you saw this post yesterday.
Yeah, he said goodbye to everybody publicly, which I never like. Hey, he's owning it, man. It's kind of the coolest death I'm witnessing live in front of my face. Usually they're all cropped up in their house going, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
This guy's out there talking to people and hugging people and telling people he loves them. Dude, God bless that guy,
Dude,
man.
seriously, yeah, Foster, assuming you're still out there, dude, be in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers. Yeah, on that note, welcome to the show, Aaron and Dan. How you guys doing?
Yeah,
no kidding.
Love it. Thanks,
yeah,
thanks.
so our friends
Thank you.
dying.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of friends dying, we got Dan here. Aaron. No, but Dan, you never told me, like, you brought your friend Aaron here with Maven IT. If you don't know, that's Dan, formerly of hashtag Depict the D, now with Suburban Collection.
Dan, big fan.
Big fan of Depict the D.
You like it?
Laura, did you know this?
Oh boy.
Laura, did you know this? He was working for.
Did you notice I suddenly perked up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
There she is.
No, so Dan worked for the
Visit
Detroit
Detroit.
CVB.
Yeah. Business Bureau.
And the hashtag they kept trying to promote was Depict the D. So we would flood him.
This is before I got there. Before they had a social media manager.
It was before him. It was before him.
They said,
it was a
you know what? This sounds like a good idea.
He
Let's
inherited
do
Depict the D.
And I was like, no, it doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Wait, let me ask Bob and Dave. Flood.
Yeah. And then I get all these memes and I get gifts.
No, there's years of back channel of like
Fantasy
vegetables and trees and melons. Right.
And I would look through, all the photos on Instagram and Twitter and wherever of Depict the D, and there would be a whole bunch of what you're thinking of, all these D pics and everything. And it's just like, why are we even doing this? But it grew so big, no pun intended,
so to speak.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But that they had to keep going.
Because hashtag Visit Detroit was just too easy.
Yeah. Why bother?
Yeah. It only goes with our
Go on
.com.
the ad.
No, we're gonna do something weird.
Yeah. How about?
So what brings you out tonight?
So I want to introduce Aaron here. He's my little. Wait, let me rephrase this.
My little buddy.
Thanks, Skipper. I'm doing a side hustle. Aaron's got the whole Maven IT and the not IT and the D here. Maven IT. Let's try this over. Yeah, Aaron, why don't you just go ahead?
I will. So appreciate it. Appreciate guys having us on. So I've known Dan for a long time. He's been you've known my wife and her side for since you were born, pretty much, right?
Yeah, long time.
So
Family
Dan
friends.
actually stood up in my wedding way back when. So, but yeah. So we've done a couple runs together. We did So Buzz Me way back in the day. So
I remember.
Remember?
I remember.
Yeah, it's me, Dan, and my sister Rochelle. So we were doing that for a minute. So I did some gigs in telecom and whatnot. And so now I've come to Maven IT. So basically what we're doing with Maven IT is servicing the small, medium businesses with the IT support, security side with firewalls, with desktop support, that type of thing, but then also with the telecom side, because what I saw when I was working in telecom was that they want to sell you the telecom, that's great, but they don't want to touch your network, right? So I said, well, that's a prime opportunity because these SMBs don't have these IT managers and things to manage the network. So
right.
What a great opportunity. We'll put in your firewall, we'll prioritize your traffic, we'll make sure it works. We're not going to ship and forget the phones.
We'll block Netflix for you.
Right.
No, or they have a jack of all trades that doesn't know anything about, knows a little bit about everything, but
it's even worse. So think about like the car dealerships and stuff where there's no one to do tech. Like who's managing their PBX? Who's keeping like their computers
Don't get
updated?
me started. Vilatel, Volkswagen, Sterling Heights. Upgrade your Wi-Fi if you're listening.
See who manages
Buy a
their Wi-Fi.
goddamn Eero.
The guy told me it was going to be a 20-minute download.
Buy a goddamn Eero.
3.5 hours. I'm still.
I'm going to have cards made up with this Eero offer, and we're just going to hand them out everywhere we go now.
I go
3
tell the
days
old
later,
man his
still
Wi-Fi
waiting.
sucks. I was bitter when I walked out.
What? Dude, it's us 101. There's no dimmer switch. It's a light switch. We cool, you dead. That's it. That's it.
Sorry for interrupting you for my little rant on Vilatel VW. Bad Wi-Fi. Go ahead.
No, so that's
So in walks Maven IT.
right. And we will manage your Wi-Fi. We'll manage your firewall. We'll manage your switching.
We'll keep Bob happy.
Call Vilatel VW. Yeah.
Download.
Right.
So we handle end-to-end IT support basically, as well as, like I said, your telecom, your IP security cameras, and your email. So Google Apps, Office 365, the like. So basically, we are your IT trusted advisor that will make sure that you have the right internet connectivity, the right security, so you're not getting these ransomwares, $6,000 to get your files back, things of that nature. We'll keep you all on track.
So basically, the IT guys for the small, medium businesses.
Which is the market that we've been in this show for 5 years. How many times have we had this conversation?
Right.
That it's the small to medium sized market that is the most underserved area in this
Right.
industry.
Exactly.
Because they need the most help.
We were just talking about this with Cisco. It's like once you get to a certain point, Cisco starts calling you. Like, well, where were you the last?
Where were you when I freaking needed
Right.
you?
Yeah,
They can't afford me. They can't afford Nuri. They can't afford. And they can probably afford you, but they can.
No, we've established this.
No, but I mean, they can't have that staff infrastructure to manage their stuff, and they need someone to do it for them right.
And realistically, it's bullshit to take that one employee you have who knows his way around Google,
who knows an Exchange server, and expect him to know your VPN, know your web traffic, know your router, know your.
Or also be a porter or a sales guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not okay.
That's how it works. It's the guy who knows the most about IT who's the IT guy.
Does Jess know routers? I feel like.
Actually, I think they made her do a lot of the troubleshooting at her last bullshit dealership. So
the IT guy becomes, I've lost my password and reboot the printer.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything.
Or we're out of ink.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Totally. So we
Then
make
you
it
get
simple.
into sales.
Right.
Yeah,
Pretty
Bob, you worked for HP. Fix my printer.
Oh my God.
How many times have you heard that?
People would bring them to me. I go, I'm in data center sales. What part of that makes you think I can fix all the... Here, give it to me and I'd fix it anyway. Like, whatever.
Can you make this print in color?
Right, exactly. Your ink's expensive.
Yeah.
So how does this work? So say I'm a small company and I've got 20 employees and I want these services.
Right.
Do you put somebody on site?
Yeah,
or
where's
do you-
your what's your target
Perfect, yeah.
demographic? How does that work?
Great question. So, what you do, you call us up. We say, okay, we're going to come on site. We're going to do a security assessment, right? We're going to look around, see what you have, check out your internet connectivity, make sure you got enough throughput, enough bandwidth, etc. We're going to look at, do you have the Comcast CPE or do you have an actual firewall, right? So we're going to make sure you're secured on that level, on the WAN level, right? Then we're going to go through, look at your desktops, right? See, okay, what are you doing to push your patches? What are you doing for antivirus?
Patches? Come on, seriously?
We don't need those stinking patches.
You don't know how many times I hear that. What do you mean patches?
No, I know.
I get it. I'm just saying, we hear that all the time, right? And you can,
What's Update Tuesday? What?
right? No clue. And that's okay. We'll do it for you.
That's why Bob's never rebooted his Eros, because there's 19 updates waiting that he's never applied.
They auto update butthole.
No, they don't.
Then they're waiting. Yeah.
We'll get to them.
Rebooting mine right now.
So we'll come on site. We'll check everything out, and then we'll have a custom proposal for you to say, hey, here's what we believe you need, and here's what's going to make you safe and keep you secure, and make sure that you're not going to have any of these issues, these ransomwares, things of that nature. So then we'll go through. We use a product from SolarWinds, and those of you in the room that are familiar, that's a great enterprise product, right? I love it. I've used it a lot throughout my 20 years. And now they've gone down to the MSP level.
I'm not going to let you. Don't look old enough to have been using anything for 20 years.
Oh yeah, totally. 20 years. 97, baby. 97.
Dude,
he doesn't drink.
Say we're old beyond
and
our
he's not in
years.
sales. The best thing, you don't follow these sales. It's like sales guy group or whatever.
Right.
These memes. It's like these super 90-year-old men going, "I'm 32 years old. I've been in IT sales."
So we'll come on site. We'll do all that work. We'll make sure everything works good for you. The cool thing is all of the phone support is included in the cost. So we're not going to nickel and dime you, right? For all these small things, call us. We'll take the call. We'll make sure you're set up. We have to come on site. Yeah, we'll have that charge and whatnot. But I'm telling you, when we get you in the groove with your firewall, with your patch management, we don't have to see you very often because everything works.
So I always thought the hardest part about your job, and I've always, that's the biggest worry about ever even getting into what you're doing, is they got Fred there. Fred's been there for 30 years. He's got all the keys. He knows everything, and everybody likes Fred.
Fred's overworked.
Fred is overworked, and he doesn't know crap. And how do you walk in there going, get rid of Fred, hire my company?
I had one
right?
a couple weeks ago, actually, and Fred just didn't show up. Like, okay. Well, Fred was gone, and he had the keys, right? But he's gone now. So they called me and said, hey, listen, Fred's gone. What can you do? Walked in, did the assessment, got all the information. And yeah, so there's that situation. And then there is a situation where the guy is there and, he just doesn't have the knowledge, right? So, I'll go through and I'll let you know what we can do and how we can do it. And I'll work with Fred. Not a problem. We can give Fred the empowerment to see what I see.
Well, typically the math I always said is like, hey, if he's making X, you can do it for 0.5X.
Oh, totally.
Doing 24/7 support and doing all basically everything, offsite storage.
Yep.
Basically the whole, ball of
Yeah,
wax.
it's fractional, for sure. Fractional.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that conversation's got to be, gotta be careful.
No, but really, no, trust me.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, I love you, Fred. Love you, Fred. Love you, Fred. Hey, CFO, you got to get rid of this guy. He's so,
Yeah.
Fred's out.
Yeah.
Fred's out. Maven him.
Right.
Maven him.
Yeah. So,
but how does that work? How do you work with on-site staff and that sort of thing?
Yeah, and we do augment, absolutely. So, you have somebody who's on site who knows your systems. We'll be the one that complements them. I've got a customer right now, same kind of deal, though. They have 2 IT people on staff. They're about, 75 people or so. And those guys, what we do is we'll take on the first level help desk support, right? So people call into us, to our help desk. We answer the phone.
Change my password.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll do that. No problem. No need to have those guys on site who have been there, who are getting the high salaries to do that kind of stuff. We'll do it at a fraction of the cost. Let those guys focus on the important things, right? We'll escalate to them. They can handle the strategy. They can handle the day-to-day, but we'll do the password resets. We'll do the moves, adds, changes, things of that nature.
Did you give them their own branded toll-free number to call in? Did you greet them as their company's help desk? Or?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Nice.
For some we do, yes.
All right.
Your company's IT department.
Totally. Yeah, 'cause, we do the telecom piece, right? We're very well versed in telecom, and we can do that. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So, where do people go to find out more? Where do companies that want to dive into this, where do they go?
So check out our website, of course, MavenITinc.com, or call us 833-MAVEN-IT, MAVEN-IT.
It's like you practice that. Like, you want to do reads for us next week?
Wait.
Worry this guy than us.
And then after that, depict the D.
Dude, no, we always depict the D. Always.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Speaking of depicting the D, we're going to be hanging out with Laura K. from Sexistential Crisis. This is the IT in the D show.
And we'll be right back.
Nice song.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hey guys, it is Time Hawk, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D show.
ITinthed.com.
Welcome back. Segment 4, episode 275. This is the IT in the D show. You know what's going on. Studio One, Podcast Detroit, Royal Oak, Bob Dave Nuri. Find us online, itinthed.com.
Randy's somewhere.
He's here.
In another studio. He's dead.
He would not miss this segment.
I used to always introduce him as Randy. I do the Twitters at Walker. And then he asked me, why are you only saying my last name and no one else's? So now that's why I go introducing Randy. I do the Twitters and then I leave a blank space.
Dramatic
and then
pause.
I keep going. But we are joined by our good friend and fellow podcaster, Laura K's in the house. She is the host of Sexistential. It's the most worst word to say in the world, but I think I did it right.
Existential with an S.
Sexistential Crisis.
Sexistential Crisis is an existential crisis for my sex life.
Oh boy.
So to speak.
Randy's here.
Randy, you're back just in time. The podcast is aimed at helping women gain more clarity, confidence, and pleasure in sex and dating. And we are having a live event this Thursday.
You are?
Yes, and Dave's going to be there because Dave runs my show. He is the peanut butter to my jelly, so to speak.
Which I still don't know how to take that.
It's a little compliment,
weird. There are
Dave.
times where it kind of turns me on. There are times where it kind of scares the shit out of me.
Are you extra crunchy?
I don't know.
Honestly, would you call it arousal?
I'm caroused.
Horrified arousal? I love it.
So we're doing this live show on Thursday night.
At DCD, yep.
At DCD, at Detroit City Distillery in Eastern Market. It is completely free to attend. However, we ask that you buy a drink.
Buy shit.
Yeah. Get stuff.
I'll have a
from the
water.
bar. Yeah, right. And we are going to be talking all about the theme of the night is bottoms up.
Which I feel like you've done before.
Well, This is really a data-driven decision, Dave, because our most popular episode is the Up the Butt episode. So
Episode 7 from June 30th.
Welcome to IT and the D.
Or IT and the B.
That
just happened.
Or D and the B. And Bob took over the bell.
So, like, what better episode to do?
During the
at a bar
holidays. Yeah, exactly.
At the holidays than Bottoms Up.
Fa la 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 la.
Bring home some butt stuff for the holidays.
Hey, man.
So Dave's going to be there.
I will.
Randy, you're going to be there.
I will be.
And maybe Nuri will be there, too.
Or will Xavier Stone?
Xavier Stone.
And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Dave, I have a special surprise though for those in the studio today. You remember our last episode was
I do. Wait, which one? Because there were two.
Tits Out, Nips Out.
Okay. So
Yeah.
because there were two. We had one conversation about nipple enhancers, and then there was the other conversation about polyamory, which I still don't understand why you want more than one woman yelling at you.
It's more love, Dave. It's more love. When I scream at you, it means I love you.
Right. That's your story. You're sticking to it.
My parents told me too. But
And so we're going to be giving away at the live event what is hard to not notice on me right now, which are
seriously, like
just nips.
I did. And I say this with every fiber of my being, and for what it's worth, like Laura asked me to feel her up.
Yes, that's
during
true.
her
You
last
touched my
episode.
nipples.
Because
Bob, you look so concerned right now.
it was for science. It didn't count.
Bob, do you want to touch them?
It was for science.
Maybe later.
They look really good. They look
We'll
really
be insulated.
realistic.
They're very hard. Nuri, do you want to
Because I
touch
did.
them?
Actually,
so
I kinda do.
well,
Okay.
Bob,
Can I?
this
All right.
stems from
No lead across the table.
Wait, those aren't real?
no.
Oh.
No, so
They're-
like
Cut glass with
Bob,
those.
when
They're-
CKC reached out to us and was like, "Hey, this website is writing a story about you," and I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm going to go to the website and figure out what the hell they're doing." The first story, like at the top of their website, was about this thing called Just Nips. I copied the link and I shot it to her. I'm like, "Hey, this girl needs to be on your show because she's local and invented this thing called Just Nips."
See, that's what I love the difference between girls and guys. Because girls can do this. They can wear like fake nipple enhancers to like have their tits hanging or their
Says the
nipples.
guy
No,
who
listen,
at
listen.
Oktoberfest
Will
put
you-
like a can of hairspray down his
Will
pants.
you let me? That's what I was referring to. Guys can't walk around like I'm showing like I'm walking around with a boner all day. Like girls
But you did.
did not.
But you did.
You don't?
I was there.
did not.
You so did. You so had like a fake Schwanz down the lederhosen.
Blasphemy.
You know,
It wasn't fake.
we need to.
Yes, it was.
Do you know? Bob's coming on the show, by the way.
So to speak.
I just convinced him before the show. So I'm very excited. December
I can
4th.
tell.
Stay tuned. Can you see how excited?
The
My
turkey's
nipples
done,
have
as it
erected.
were.
Yeah.
Continue with the
Extremely
Thanksgiving theme, yeah.
Got new coat hangers for the studio.
I did, and I'm so mad at her because we had so much fun on that episode, and she did not. There was no turkey's done special on Thanksgiving's Day. There was no.
You gave this woman
at least 4 business ideas.
4 ideas, and she didn't do any of them.
Horrified. Like what? Then what's the point?
Well, I mean,
Just sell me the
yeah,
company,
really, what is
lady.
the
We got this.
But if you've ever wanted like constantly protruding nipples,
No.
and what woman does?
I already
I
do.
don't really totally.
No, I remember
understand
like
it,
when
but-
we had this conversation, like what was the point behind it? Like what goes into this? And so you had her on, and we did. We had a phenomenal conversation with her. Dude, she's such a cute little thing.
She's so sweet.
I
She's
do.
very adorable.
But
she fought you.
She did a little bit.
Yeah.
Was she enjoying the conversation?
Oh, she
Oh,
absolutely
she was
did.
having the
Okay,
time of her
okay,
life.
Oh no, it was a
But
great
she
time.
said something really interesting. She said that anytime a man sees erect nipples, that
which was-
they
this
are
was so
automatically
wrong.
aroused. And you guys kind of got into it. And I
No,
No,
we'll
her-
stare at them.
We'll be visually
No,
aroused.
her premise was that guys think that hard nipples on a girl is the equivalent of a guy having a hard on.
No.
And I'm like, no, we just assume it's cold
No.
or, or whatever. Like we don't. Like, No,
we're not going to not look at them.
No, but like she.
They could be 3 miles away, and we can find them. We can see them. I don't care if it's a grandma at church. We're walking and watch up the aisle. Like, okay, what way they're pointing? No, we can see them. Yeah,
and that was part of the conversation. Is apparently like they, if you're not careful, they'll move.
Well, yeah,
so
mine. Okay,
do a lazy eye on purpose. It'd be awesome.
Yes. Well,
we had the whole Tara Reid conversation.
Right. So I've worn them once prior.
You were invoked during that conversation, Bob. Just to be clear,
Yeah.
The ghost of me.
No, we did talk about Tara Reid and your serenading of her at Motor City with Careless Whisper.
She just wanted Jimmy's weed and my whiskey.
Jimmy screwed that up so hard. That was
Good job, Jimmy.
You have to be careful how to apply the nips. So I have this time.
Because you learned.
Right, I learned. So I didn't and gentlemen, you may not know this, but when you have large breasts and you're kind of like moving around and going up and down and bending and turning and all that stuff.
Black Eye City.
Well, and your tits move around a little bit. And so I had these Just Nips on before doing a major presentation.
She did, she was speaking to a bunch of people and
I
decided
wanted
to
to
put
test them
these on because she's giving a conversation about flirting for introverts.
Yeah, so I wanted to see if they help with my flirting. But what I didn't realize
I'm up
is that my tits
here.
are all topsy-turvy. And so I had one nipple up, one nipple to the side, a third nipple showed up. I mean, it was just like a complete disaster. So this time...
Can I hang out with you and can you wear 2 on one and 1 on the other?
I mean, they are double stacked right now.
No.
Are those like rail bumps?
We're 2 of them on one side. I just want to see people's faces for an entire afternoon.
Thursday. Come Thursday.
We're 2 on one side.
And I'll do that.
All right.
So now they're on top of my bra.
Because you learned.
Because I learned from her. So
because they have different sizes, Bob. They have cold and freezing.
These are freezing.
Oh.
So they have do you yeah.
Now, do you apply them with like
pencil eraser and
no,
thumb?
They are adhesive.
Literally.
Adhesive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Medical grade adhesive.
Reusable, or do they come with
This is what
stickers?
we learned. No, this is what we learned. There was a lot of beta testing that went on that caused chemical burns on boobs.
Shit.
So seriously, go listen to that episode.
Where was this? Wait, hold on. At what point did girls? Oh, you know what? I just wish
you have my face. You were like, okay, so where,
because usually there's a need. Women go, it'd be really great if I can have this thing. Because most I would think it would be to hide to them. So it'd be like a pad that would stop them.
They make those too.
I know. No, that makes sense to me because when
Band-Aids.
But do girls ever get together and go I really wish I had hard nipples all day.
But what if you had a mastectomy and you had your nipple removed?
And that's
because
that's a great
that I
point.
get.
Yeah.
For breast cancer survivors, it can be actually very useful.
Yeah, for that I get everything. Everything else I don't get.
Well, it's just vanity.
Fair.
What else can we say? It's just vanity, and it's kind of a fun product.
You could get answers to these questions and more if you listen to episode 17 of Sexistential Crisis.
Thanks, Randy.
Oh.
Nuri's bell's broken.
Dave, next week we're doing our tantric sex episode. Are you ready?
That's Lamaze.
That's Lamaze, Bob. That's the other end of that spectrum.
Out of the 2 things, that's the only thing that I've witnessed and experienced.
So are there blinds going on the studio downtown or no?
We already have it pretty much blocked off with
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
The banners, it's already blocked off, yeah.
Excellent.
But no, so Thursday, Detroit City Distillery, what's the point? What's the shtick? Why should people come out?
Well, the point is to meet all of our fans, specifically our huge fan base from Bertrand, Michigan.
We talked about that.
We've, as you guys were talking about co-location, I was like, is that where these people are coming from?
Seriously.
Is that how we're getting them? We have a huge fan base in Bertrand as well as Detroit, and I hope that they come out.
Greasy Tony BLTs and hard nipples. What a combo, man.
A pound of bacon.
Yeah.
Which
can't blame them.
Might lead to hard nipples or a heart attack.
But really, we're just going to have fun. We're going to talk sex, dating. We have a bunch of comedians coming on. We have a bunch of giveaways going on. We have Amanda Brewington.
Which I loved her.
She's
when
our
she was on
resident
your show,
homosexual.
yes. Dude, and I gave her that name.
You did give her that
I
name.
did. It's
Hobosexual.
a homosexual. It's someone who enters into a sexual relationship to avoid being homeless.
Oh.
All right.
You know, that makes sense, actually.
Is that like a third wheel?
No, she totally owned it.
She did.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, that's
She's
actually
like,
how I
I've
get
done
into
that.
relationships.
First date, I'm coming home, and I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's a drawer.
The toothbrush pops up like 30 minutes into the date. You're like, shit.
You brought that with you? So Amanda's coming on. Another Detroit comic, Gary Madeira's coming on.
Oh, I love Gary.
Yes, Gary will be there.
Very
and
cool.
we have a couple of other comedians as well. So it's just going to be fun. And you get to meet us. You know, Dave, a lot of people think we're dating, which is
Clearly,
really-
I've gotten more messages about like what's going on between you and I than I have about anything with this goddamn show. Which is seriously, like that's my life. Like, hey, so you and Laura, like even from guests you've had on your show, like, hey, so you and Laura.
It's a show, people.
Yeah.
It's a show. But people want to meet you. And presumably they want to meet me too. By the way, I am
Creepy.
single. So I'm just throwing that out there to all of your IT nerds who are
And I need a place to stay for a couple of days.
Homosexual.
My lease is running out. Yeah.
Oh, please. You have the, and I love this about you. You have the, like, our age Golden Girls setup going on right now. You totally do. And
Yes.
that's amazing.
I have what is every man's dream of how women must or would want to live, which is like 3 beautiful women living in a giant mansion.
Do you have pillow fights?
I mean, all the time.
Oh, my God.
All the time. And, you know, we often don't wear
Why do
clothes.
I have Nest cams installed there?
That's where our next show will be. We'll
I
actually
mean,
just do
seriously.
an on-site in the mansion.
It's like the second floor at the sorority house at Animal House. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's like that every day, every night. 15 girls, pillow fight, you know.
All the time.
And the
We
one
sleep-
girl goes
we
to the
have
other
one
room by
big bed.
herself.
I mean,
Sleep
I've
together.
met one of them, and I encourage this behavior.
I'm sure she really appreciates that too.
Dude, she's got the killer English accent. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I'm not a lesbian, but
Be open. Depict the D.
speaking of that 10 terabyte USB drive you were mentioning, that was so funny. I didn't want to break in at that point to mention the guy that I dated a while back who held on to terabytes of porn.
Dude, we talked about this.
But I was thinking of him when you mentioned that. I really thought I should just be like, hey, long time no see. How's the porn thing going?
Are you anticipating
He knows
the
they're online.
internet's going to stop?
Yeah, I know.
Seriously,
They're online.
We had this whole conversation. Like, this guy literally had terabytes of porn.
Terabytes of porn.
There was
saved
nothing,
locally.
Hold on a minute. Let me break this down. There was nothing more disheartening in my life than the 73 VHS tapes I had full of the Simpsons episodes and the 192 wrestling VHSs that were completely deemed irrelevant when YouTube came out.
When the WWE
Network
Roku channel launched.
And I was so proud of all this shit that I've amassed. And it's all archived.
Now, this 10 terabytes.
But having it on digital, hold on, Neri, sorry. But having it
you're done.
digital right now.
But wait, there's more.
But having it now archived, that makes zero sense to me. Like, I would not have archived any TV show right now.
I can't imagine saved porn.
That too.
I can't.
Unless it's your own private collection that you've recorded with things that your inner people have sent you.
Yeah, unless you're the guy from what the hell was it, Flatliners.
I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it. That's where
No,
they
the
all,
old one, not the new one.
Not the new one.
No,
New one's terrible? All right.
Not yet.
So was this his own personal collection of this shit? He
No,
just
this
downloaded?
is stuff he collected, and it would maybe shock or not shock you to hear that he had a serious porn addiction.
Don't say.
Yeah. I mean,
Terabytes of it?
terabytes of porn. How do you even watch all that? And he
I don't. He's a
I want to know his
a
filing
digital
system.
hoarder.
13 seconds at a time.
But what's this filing system? Is it like by
You guys
by
are
fetish
categorized
or-
like Pornhub is? Like,
I want that folder structure.
No, me too.
I want.
Have you seen the Ron White Netflix thing?
Dude,
Where he's
dude,
talking about
his shit is tagged better than any website I run.
yeah, skip the folders and just put a bunch of tags on it.
Ron.
That's a
Have
good
you seen
point.
Ron White on Netflix? He does like 8 minutes on like porn, and he goes in like you know what I saw recently was fat midgets banging fat midgets too. Because I'm just thinking
There were so many unanswered questions from one.
Because there was so much unanswered from one.
So Laura, what's going to happen at DCD? Like, what are there drink specials? Are there?
There are going to be special drink specials.
Because the last time you
themed
did
to
an
our
event
night.
at DCD, there were hilarious drink specials.
Well, that's because I name them.
I know.
So I frequently take over Detroit City Distillery to run fundraisers for Planned Parenthood, where I name the drinks things like Afternoon Delight, the last,
which is
I'm
a
trying to
double shot of
remember what they
vodka
all
and a
were.
Plan B.
Exactly.
Jesus. That hit a little too close to home.
Buy a round and you get a free 23andMe test. Did I say that out loud?
The lie detector in the back room with Maury Povich.
Yeah. So yeah, well, we're going to have drink specials themed to the night. There's going to be a food pop-up there as well.
Cool.
And then there will be you, me, and
and your fake nipples.
my fake nipples. I'm not going to take them off until then. And I am going to wear them until Thursday night. And we're going to just have a bunch of guests. We're going to have a great time. And we're also going to be raffling off prizes from Sari Tales. If you guys have not heard of Sari Tales, this is pretty awesome.
No.
Sari Ellen Rudden is a designer who is single and dating, and she turns the ugly comments she gets from men online into art.
This stuff's hilarious. You haven't seen this?
No.
It's all creepy DMs. Like she puts it on like a pillow and shit. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Sari's going to be on the show that
I'm
night.
spending so much
She's-
goddamn money Thursday.
Yeah. She's going to have her art with us, and she's also going to be raffling off her art. We're also going to be raffling off Just Nips, and we may even raffle off. I don't know. We'll come up with some other stuff too. I'm thinking of.
I want to wear them.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God, yes!
I would love that.
With a
Oh my God,
spandex
please.
shirt.
I already have a problem with it. I don't need
Please.
more.
Dude, I'm gonna put. Dude, I'm gonna buy a mesh shirt. And you and sweet Jesus, please let this happen.
Open up the sport coat a little bit.
PBR jacket, mesh shirt, Just Nips. Oh my God, yes.
And all things bottoms up. So we're going to be talking about butt stuff, weird sex positions.
Which explains why Randy's going to be there.
Yes, exact spanking.
Ding.
Dominant, submissive stuff.
Huh?
We're also going to be playing Two Truths and a Lie. So Dave, you better come prepared.
Okay. I'll be prepared.
You'll be prepared.
I will.
Okay. Sounds good. And
Yay.
that's pretty much it. It's just going to be a really fun night with our fans and audience. And we would love to meet you. If you have listened to the show, or even if you have not, come on out and see what we're all about.
It's not a bad time.
No.
Like I have a blast every time you do your show.
I feel like we make sexuality accessible to people, and we
Right.
say the things that people are thinking but too scared to talk about.
True.
So if you don't want to talk about it, but you want to be in an environment where that's going on and you feel like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. For men or women, that's what the show is about, is really liberating people from feeling shame and guilt over the
true,
most natural thing we do
Like every
in the world.
conversation that I've had on your show has led to like people reaching out to me going like, "Hey, dude, seriously? Like that? Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the tantric episode.
Mm-hmm. That's
Laura, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you Thursday, and then subscribe to your podcast, Sexistential Crisis. on everywhere fine podcasts are sold. We'd like to thank everyone for hanging out. This episode 275. Josh from Nexcess, Aaron and Dan from Maven IT,
NEX,
and Laura.
CESS.
NEX, CESS. Also like to thank our sponsors, Ops Genie and Eero. Thank you for keeping the lights on. We love you. On behalf of Bob, Dave, Nuri, and Randy, do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks.
Randy,
Get your
Twitters.
No, we're not doing this part. On behalf of Bob, Dave, and Nuri, and Randy, do us all a favor. Drink up drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe on the truth.
Bear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city. I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.